Hello everyone, Alien Theory here, wishing you a happy Alien Day. It's that time of year again. Time for my annual stream, which is always fun for me to do. But as with previous times, I'll have to warn this is not an extravagant stream or anything like that. Just a very chill kind of stream that we're doing today. So we're going to talk a little bit about Alien. Gonna enjoy the day, and hopefully some people will join me in this celebration. And Scrappy Doo says, "What's up?" I say "What's up" as well. Scrappy Doo. Hello, Wake Okami. Mercedes Shervani says, "Oh my god, I'm a huge fan." Thank you, Mercedes Shervani. Reese Monkey was up. Shane White. Shane, always great to see you on the videos. Hello, so good to see you, Shane says. Thank you, Shane. I always appreciate your comments. Mercedes Shervani says, "Please notice me." Big fans, Jack Seymour. Haven't seen these in a month. Yeah, that's maybe one thing to talk about. Yeah, you probably haven't seen too much new content just lately, within the past, I don't know, couple of weeks or so. I'm not sitting around whistling Dixie or anything like that. I'm working on some stuff. Some of it has gotten just out of hand, just completely out of hand. But you'll be seeing that soon, which I'm really looking forward to. I have something on the way that I think is going to be really special, I think. So maybe within the next week that'll be up, knock on wood. Well, Scrappy Doo, I'm sorry to hear about that, but I'm glad you're here. Glad you're here to celebrate the Alien Day, because honestly, it is up to the fans at the end of the day, at the end of the Alien Day, because maybe Disney hasn't been, I don't know, embracing it as much as Fox did, right? I mean, Fox made sort of a big deal when they kind of adopted it. It was kind of this unofficial thing. 2015, I think, was kind of like the first official fan Alien Day, but then going into 2016, they, went official. We started getting audiobook releases. All that stuff was great. And of course, for 2017, leading into Alien Covenant, they finally made, a huge deal of it, because obviously they had the movie coming, I guess, but it's 426, April 426, as in LV 426, Alien Day, of course. So it looks like it's back to the fans that we're doing. We've seen some incredible stuff all day. I've been keeping up with quite a bit of it. I mean, obviously there's the Alien fan sites and teams that just put in amazing work. Alien versus Predator Galaxy, they always do great stuff. Perfect Organism podcast is always great with how much they've put together. So I mean, obviously, if you haven't looked at their lineups, definitely check that out. Hopefully, I'm not streaming when anybody else is streaming something else. But again, this is just kind of a chill thing to enjoy, to commemorate Alien Day. I have this little background going on here, which I think is maybe an appropriate Nostromo aesthetic, I suppose. Which is good. And yeah, we do have the new Alien book, which was just, I think actually it was supposed to be released for today, but I think it got an earlier release, I think. I'm not too sure, but it's David Barnett's book, Alien Colony War, which I haven't read yet, but apparently it is a follow-up to Into Charybdis, which is, one of my favorite Alien books. I think it's brilliant. Alex White kind of set up something that a lot of different novels, different writers could follow. So I'm curious to see where that goes. But how's everybody doing? Is everybody having a good Alien Day? That's what I want to know. Isma Salvati 20 says, I love your videos. Hi from Uruguay. Thank you very much, Isma. Appreciate it. Pedro Lopez says, we need more Aliens movies and shows. We absolutely do. We absolutely do. But, I mean, hey, we got stuff coming, which is great. We have the Fede Alvarez movie coming out, which I'm expecting it to be sooner rather than later. And we do have Prey coming out, the Predator film, which is very, very soon, I believe. I think it's out tomorrow. No, I'm just kidding. It's soon. And of course the television show, which probably, I would say, I mean, I'm getting a sense that the show is going to follow the movie. So we'll probably get the movie first. That's kind of what I'm hearing the plan is. Third Eye Blind, since it's super Third Eye Blind. My favorite 90s band, Third Eye Blind. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Joseph Sinclair got a new t-shirt. Yeah, Cavity Colors. They did a huge Alien line for the occasion. Came out with quite a few interesting designs, which I might have to grab myself. Spitfire Mark 1A says, great channel. I always enjoy your videos that concentrate on Alien and aliens. Yeah, I mean, those two are the first. Whoops, those are the first two, solid ones. Most of people's favorites, but I like to, look at all the other Alien movies as well. They have a special place in my heart as well. David A says, I was just watching your Earth War series. Oh, I love the Earth War series. Sounds like he's in a cramped spaceship. Yeah, that was kind of the idea. I don't know, maybe if you can, you can kind of hear some Nostromo sounds. I worked them into the background ambiance of this stream. I don't know. Remember to smash the like button, people. John Egger says, hi, found your YT channel about a month ago and have gone through most of the backlog. Love your stuff. Thank you very much, John. I appreciate that. Michael Westby says, show of hands, who here has seen every Alien movie when it originally came out in theaters? Oof, I'm not as old to have been able to do that. I'm curious, though. I think probably the first one I saw in theaters actually was Alien vs. Predator, to be honest. Xanderhouse says, you're beyond amazing and awesome every single way. Oh, that's so nice. Thank you for being you and creating great Alien content. Everyone at the Perfect Orgasm Podcast loves your videos. I love you guys' stuff, too. Your guys' stuff is amazing. Truly, kind of the heart of the Alien fandom, I guess you could say. Michael Kelly says, I was looking forward to Alien Day, however, not doing so hot. Bronchitis feels like a face hugger. Oh my god, I hope you feel better. Journey, Trials, and Joy. I've been a fan ever since I saw Alien 6 to 7 years of age, also in Liverpool, England. Very nice. Nico Quavito says, final thoughts on Aliens Fireteam. I mean, my thoughts haven't changed much from my initial reaction to it, in that I do feel it is a good game. It's just not, one of those, what do you call it, 5-star games, productions, whatever they call it. It's a little bit lower than that. You see the, NPCs and they don't move their lips and things like that. But the gameplay itself, it is good, it's solid, it's fun. There's lots of challenge to it, but my main complaint would always be, I don't know, I feel like it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to have an offline mode where you could have checkpoints, because it's the most miserable, demoralizing situation ever when you're playing, one of the missions, and usually they take a good maybe 20 minutes to half an hour. So let's say you die at the very end, and you're like, ah, man, it's crushing. I mean, and it's not in a good way, not in a good way that makes you motivated to play some more. I found personally, and yeah, they had some interesting stuff to the lore. They have things, pieces of intel you can pick up, and they work into the world as well as into the accompanying novel, which was written as a prequel, but kind of became important to the plot, right? So that, I mean, if I had to give it a rating, like a 7, maybe, I don't know if I can ramble enough. Will K says this way you need a dedicated. There is a novel. Gosh, I'm slipping on the name right now. Aliens Infiltrator. That's it. Aliens Infiltrator is the prequel novel to Aliens Fireteam Elite. Follows the same research station, same character that was left. Well, do I spoil it? Well, yeah. I mean, obviously, we do get a good connection between the two. Polyaim Bald says AVP 2 on PC was epic. I agree. That was some of the funnest times I've ever had playing video games, like ever in my life. Honestly, it was. Those were wonderful, wonderful days. They kept the servers open for quite a long time. I think the servers were still good till I want to say 2007 or so, and I would still play, and it was great. They never quite. I don't know what it was about the 2010 AVP, which was good in its own right, but. I don't know, it just didn't have the same magic, I felt. Maybe, it's youthful nostalgia as well. I was young and carefree at the time. Those early days will always be magic, says Squiggy Z. I agree, they're great. And, of course, the first AVP game, too. I love that as well. But, yeah, there was something about, specifically the multiplayer on AVP 2, because there's fun things, like you could do the life cycle mode. Remember that? Where you start off as the face hugger. You have to find a hoe. It was hard. I mean, if you were an alien, it was a hard challenge to get through those types of rounds. It was something, but you always felt satisfied when you were finally able to burst out of someone's chest, right? So I thought they did a great job with that. So maybe, in the future we'll see something like that. I'm sure, Disney has certain plates spinning, certain ideas of what they want to do with the franchise, where they want to take it, how they'll, involve themselves in the video game aspect of things. That will be interesting to see. But I think we'll see some good stuff in the future. At least I hope so. I think kind of the idea was, let's do something a little bit, I don't want to say cheaper, but less expensive, let's say, with Aliens Fireteam Elite. Like 3 people designed the game. It was a very small core team, and they did a great job. I don't want to devalue that in any sense. They did incredible work, just as a small team working on this amazing IP, right? I mean, they obviously put the work into it. They put the effort into it, and the love was there. So definitely, I'll give it value there. They gave it a free weapon skin today. I didn't see that yet, but I actually did. I played a little bit last night. I had some trophies that I was trying to get myself. I finally got, what was it? The complete a mission on intense mode. So I was happy to get that. I'm not the best gamer in the world, but I'm a grinder, so I was able to get quite a few, requisition credits and all that stuff. Squiggy Z says, I forget who directed Alien 3. Was it David Finch? Yes, it was David Fincher. His first movie, and it worked out great. Michael Kelly says, any news on the new Hulu Alien movie is due to come out, or a synopsis of what it'll be about? Nothing yet. I mean, really, all we know is what we heard those few, I guess, 2 weeks ago. I think the news came out. Ridley Scott's producing. Fede Alvarez is directing. It's going to be a standalone thing. It'll be interesting. Johan von Lupi says, going to be that guy. I really enjoyed Alien 3 in its style. Absolutely, I agree. I love Alien 3. I think you'll find a lot of people love Alien 3. I don't see that same enthusiasm for Resurrection. You know what I mean? And happy birthday to Daniel Musante. I hope it's a good one. You're very lucky to be born on Alien Day. All Valley Works. $10 super chat. Thank you so much. This $10 is better oh gosh. Okay. This $10 is better spent than the money I wasted watching Prometheus and Covenant. Thank you for your content. It has made me fall in love with the franchise and get into the audio dramas. Thank you. Well, I personally like Prometheus and Covenant, but if it's $10 you feel is well spent, I appreciate that. And if, this channel has gotten you to those audio dramas, yeah, I'll take credit for that. I'll be very happy to guide you to those, or anybody to those. They're fantastic, and I wish we would have got a new one today. That was usually the tradition, right? Like, I think it was the first official Alien Day. We had Out of the Shadows, second. I'm not sure if they followed the exact order of the novels, but I think the second was River of Pain, I think, and then Sea of Sorrows, I believe. But they had those, and then it kind of they lost their footing just a little bit, because after that, of course, was the Alien 3 audio drama from the William Gibson original screenplay. That wasn't released on Alien Day. I remember that was only announced. So after that, there's nothing. We haven't had anything since the Alien 3 audio drama. Come on. We have so many great novels that they could adapt. And by the way, a lot of these novels, they have incredible narration just by themselves. I mean, Shiromi Osario, she's done the most recent Colony War book, and she did Into Charybdis as well. And Bronson Pinchot, who did Infiltrator, and he did Scott Spiegler's book, Phalanx, Aliens Phalanx. He was incredible in that book. It's an incredible performance all on its own. So, I mean, if we get more from Bronson Pinchot, that's great. But what I'm trying to say is I would like to see more audio dramas. Brandon Smith says, the only thing bad about Alien 3 is how it started out. Should have saw the deaths of Newt and the soldier. Tyler Bitter says, have you had a chance to read Colony War yet? Not yet, but that's pretty much next on my list of things to read. Alex Martin says, Bronson Pinchot, the actor who wrote Alien book. No, he didn't write them. He performed the audio dramas of Aliens Phalanx and Aliens Infiltrator, and he's incredible. They're great narrations. Tactical Nuke 69 says, forgot about this channel. Yeah, it's been a while. How you doing, pal? Wait, there's a book series of Alien? Yeah, sure, of course. We have lots of books, lots of them. Mr. Laxative says, is Marvel doing anything with Alien? Their comics, they're still doing them. I dropped off the comics a little bit. If you saw my review of Alien, the first series, Bloodlines was the name of that story arc. I liked it, but the art kind of put me off because there was a lot of the tracing of like either other art or alien action figures. It put me off, but apparently the next round, the next arc, it's going to have different art. So I think that might be worth checking in on. Alien Theory, Xander House says, Alien Theory, I'm always impressed with all of your hard work that you put into everything you do. You can tell that you put a lot of time and effort into your work. It comes from the heart. Thank you. I do appreciate that. And I hope it holds true with what I'm working on right now, because, I mean, it's taking a long time to get some certain videos finished. But I'm working on a few right now. Hopefully they kind of come out in a timely manner, right? But I think they'll be worth it, and it's been hard work, and I'm enjoying it. Area Cummings says, Aliens is my favorite film in the series, especially the special edition version. I mean, it's hard to beat Aliens special edition. It is as close to perfection as filmmaking can get, right? Spitfire Mark 1A says, I took my son to Birdmouth Comic-Con in Dorset. In attendance were Jeanette Goldstein, Mark Rolston, and Michael Biehn. Autographs and photographs. Great day. Oh, I bet. That'd be amazing. I never met any of these guys. I have some autographs, but never met any of them. Serpent Knight says, would you ever do an overview of how Alien has influenced period video games? You can see the influences in series like Metroid and Contra. Absolutely, I'd love to do that. Specifically, Contra or Super C is like one of my favorite games, and you can definitely see the Alien influence. Known Universe says, sorry if you already answered this, but what is your take on the upcoming Fox TV series? I mean, I'm looking forward to a movie, definitely, the Fede Alvarez movie. That, I don't know, with streaming these days, does it really even make a difference? But I like the film version of Alien, maybe best. But we've never had a TV series before. I mean, look at all these Star Wars series that they've released, and they've used certain characters and certain kind of, aspects that people like about these series, applying them to the new shows, and they've turned out, at least from what I saw, pretty good. So I think an Alien series could work, and I think Ryan Murphy, of what I've seen of his works, which is essentially only the first season of Fargo, but that was great. The first season of Fargo was excellent. So I think it'll be in good hands. I still have to watch, what was that one show he did? Legion, I believe, is the name of the show he did. That's apparently supposed to be very good. I'd be interested in watching that. I think if they're careful enough, if they're respectful enough, I think they can pull off something that they'll be very welcome. Squiggy Z says, I got to meet Michael Biehn once during a Robert Rodriguez panel back in 2006. He was so cool and funny. That must have been for Grindhouse, right? Yeah, Michael Biehn was great in Planet Terror. That's a good one. John Band says, greetings from the Windy City. Sweet home, Chicago. Trusty Milkshake says, the prison planet was a good concept, but they didn't go all out. They should have made it like Oz. I haven't seen Oz, but I would imagine that would make Alien 3 all the more terrifying. The Winter Jedi says, I'd love them to do a movie based on the Alien Isolation game with Amanda as the main character. At the very least, I'd love to see the Working Joes in a future Alien movie or in the TV series. Yeah, I mean, I could totally see them doing maybe like a Working Joe cameo in the background or something like that. That might be interesting. To fully utilize one, that I don't know. Adam C. says, Michael Biehn's birthday greeting for you was great. Would you most like to interview him or another actor from the franchise? Oh, I'd love to interview Michael Biehn. Wouldn't that be great? I really did love the birthday message he sent to me, because he basically just told me how YouTube works. He's like, yeah, I watch YouTube all the time. I watch basketball on it, and well, what am I telling you this for? It was very funny. But let me interview them all. I'll take them all. I'd love it. Maybe I could, moderate a panel. Wouldn't that be something? I'd love that. Nathan Taylor says, Cameron needs to follow up Aliens and nuke 3, 4 prequels and AVP from orbit. It's the only way to be sure. Thank you very much, Nathan, for your super chat. But you might recall, James Cameron actually likes AVP. He said it was a good movie. He said it was his favorite since the first two. I don't know if he holds true to that now. He said that, I think, a little bit later, after its release, maybe a year or two. But I hear he's working on something alien related. I don't know. You know, hearing about a James Cameron project at this point is kind of like hearing about a Quentin Tarantino project. He's always just like, you know, a kid in a candy store, not landing on anything, except for these Avatar movies, which I'd also look forward to. I'm down for more Avatar. I think we're ready for more Avatar, and I think James Cameron is one of the greatest filmmakers of all time. So, yeah, he can do what he wants. Brandon Smith says, AVP wasn't that bad. Everything after was meh. Scrappy Deuces, I thought AVP was good. Luperindez says, even AVP 2010 is a good game, single-player-wise. Alex Martin says, he's going to be making Avatar sequels the rest of his life. I think you're right. Snaggy says, I have been a fan of the Alien series for years, and I just got into reading books. Can you suggest what book to start with in the Alien book series? I think it all depends on a few factors. If you want to go completely old school, then maybe it's best to go right to the beginning. Do the Earth War Trilogy, which is, you know, classic, covered heavily on the channel, of course, but, you know, even in those videos that I've done, I mean, I've barely scratched the surface with those books. So that would be... Sometimes it's hard to figure out where they landed on the names with the novels, but I believe in terms specifically of the novels by the Perrys, S.D. Perry, and Stephanie Perry, for the last book, be Earth Hive, and then Nightmare Asylum. Nightmare Asylum always seems to stay the same, and then Female War. Female War is the name of the novel. They changed it from Earth War to Female War. Maybe start with those three. If you want to go something a little more contemporary, I would probably... I'd start with Cold Forge. Alien into Cold Forge. No, that's into Charybdis. Alien to Cold Forge, and then if you dug that, then go to into Charybdis. Then make your way from there. But there's a lot of great, you know, options and things that they do so different. Like if you want something completely different, I absolutely recommend the Scott Sigler book, Aliens Phalanx. It's completely different. They use the xenomorphs in a unique way that we've never seen before. I think it's worth a look if you want something different. But if you want something that's more on brand, then yeah, I'd say Cold Forge. If you want something that, you know, kind of connects to the movies a little bit closer, then probably the Shadows trilogy, Out of the Shadows, River of Pain, and Sea of Sorrows. Try those. So there's a lot you can do, basically. William03 says, Phalanx was my first Alien book. That's incredible to hear there's your first. I hope it kind of started you on a path of different ones. Pure85 says, a movie based on genocide would be quite entertaining. I agree with that. Fizlamic says, yes, AT. What up, dude? Just listen to the Trials of Ryushi for the 50th time. Ooh, I love Machiko Noguchi. She's so great. There's more. I will be working on more, so you'll see more of those. But and I wonder kind of how the copyright works with, you know, Marvel, and after basically pulling the rug out from Dark Horse. I wonder if the Dark Horse characters could be utilized within Marvel, if that's even a possibility. But come on, I want to see more Machiko Noguchi. She's like kind of the ambassador of the comics characters. After all, she didn't get her name changed like Newt into Billy, things like that. Comet 30265 says, hello, chat room. Hello, Comet. Hank Hacksbush 4, big fan, been listening a few years now. Great channel. Why do you think the younger generation cannot embrace or like the Alien or Predator franchises? They're a perfect blend of horror and sci-fi. Well, I don't know. I don't know if that's a thing. I mean, I hope they do. But if kids are just like, it's not scary, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I mean, kids today can watch, like The Exorcist and not be swayed, but I'll tell you, when I was a kid, that scared the hell out of me. Xeno Life says, hi, you inspired my channel a lot. Thanks for your hard work. Cheers from France. Bonjour, Xeno Life. Merci beaucoup. 8-Bit Billy says, hello, thanks for the videos, they're awesome. Thank you, 8-Bit Billy. Epic Ethan, 1029. I already pre-ordered the one pulse rifle Nerf gun. I'm such a nerd. Oh my god, I want that Nerf gun. I want it. I want it bad. I'm pretty jealous. Pedro Coelho says, can you even fathom a Machiko film being made on a high budget and rated R? That's what I dream about before... Wait, that's what I dream about at night, you know? Mac Berry says, love this channel. I get busted at work all the time. Rock on. Get back to work, Mac. Pure85 says, sorry if this is out of context. I already been said. What's your real name? AT, always wonder. Oh, I'm Derek. D-E-R-E-K. That's my name. You can call me Derek if you want. Brandon Smith says, are you about to start adding more content to your channel? I never knew you live streamed. Brandon, yes, I am. I'm working on stuff right now. It's the same old story with me. I think, I decide to work on something. I'm like, this is going to be so cool. This probably won't take that long. It's going to take me like 2 weeks or something. Then it like just balloons into something huge. And here I am working on it. It's like been 2 months now that I've been working on this. And it's getting there. It's getting there to be complete. But there's stuff coming. So, and usually I don't live stream all that much. This is kind of a rare thing for me. Usually on Alien Day I want to do a stream, and of course I streamed some of the Aliens Fireteam Elite missions that maybe my performance wasn't great, but I warned everybody, I'm not the most skilled gamer, but I enjoy a good game. BO Problems says, love the channel. When is the next Alien movie coming out? Probably sooner than you think. I would say, 2023 wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility. Pharaoh Equus says, thank goodness they only made 2 Alien movies. Yes. Nothing else. Nothing else. Richard Payne says, which console? I play on PS4. Trevor Williams says, thank you for your channel. Alien and Aliens are 2 of my favorite films of all time. I forgot today was Alien Day. Time to watch Aliens again. Oh, hell yeah. Pure85 says, going to stick to calling you AT, I think. Get so used to it after all this time. Thanks for letting me know, though. Yeah, that's fine. AT, Derek, whatever. Hey, you. It's fine. Bob Baggins says, AT, have you met Sigourney Weaver yet? Okay, if you're a devotee to this channel, you know my Sigourney Weaver story. I don't know if I want to tell it again. It's a terrible, terrible story. Alex Martin says, you did fine in that game. I'd run with you anytime. All right, well, we're going to have to set something up. I need all the help I can get, to be honest. Trusty Milkshake says, nobody has played the Predator with the same presence as Kevin Peter Hall. He brought grace and menace to the movements. Absolutely. I 100% agree with that. Which is nothing against the other actors who've played the Predator and done it brilliantly, but they're, Kevin Peter Hall was special, and, he's terribly missed to this day. I mean, anyone who ever worked with him said he was the nicest guy. Trevor Williams says, tell the Sigourney Weaver story. Okay, it's not really that amazing of a story. So here's my horrible story of loss and regret. Back when they had the New Jersey high school, they did the Alien School play. Remember, that was a very big deal. It was in all the news stories, everything like that. I talked about it on my channel, and the director of the play, Jose Cuervo, I'm very sorry. My mind is somewhere else, obviously. Perfecto Cuervo is the director's name of the school play. He messaged me, said, "Oh, thanks, for showing about the school play and stuff. You know, we have an encore performance going on, but I'm Canadian. It was just kind of like a little bit of a short notice to kind of get, you know, travel, passport stuff. I don't think I had, you know, anything passport-wise. So it would have been a real hustle if I wanted to make it work. So I just politely declined. And that was the performance that Sigourney Weaver went to. So, you know, in another lifetime, in another alternate reality, maybe I made the decision to work out some travel plans, go from Canada to New Jersey, and I would have met Sigourney Weaver. Hell, maybe they would have sat her next to me. Wouldn't that have been great? But I didn't go. So that's my Sigourney Weaver story. Pure85 says, keep up the awesome content in a super chat. Thank you so very much, Pure85. I appreciate that. Maurice says, have you listened to the new Marvel comics as audiobooks or read them on Kindle or otherwise? These days I'm mostly digital with comics, for just because, you know, kind of the special occasion of it, you know, the novelty of it. I did buy quite a few different variants of issue 1 of Marvel's Alien, just because, you know, they had the different covers and all that. So I have those, but my preferred method is just reading the comics digitally, either, you know, on iPad or on my phone, you know, things like that. The Winter Jedi says, do you think we will ever see Sigourney Weaver return to the Alien franchise? I was so gutted when Blomkamp's Alien movie got scrapped. Yeah, I mean, we still feel that today. I mean, everyone, like, I can't go almost a day without hearing, you know, I wish we were so close. I wish we got that movie. I'll say never say never. That's what I'll say. I hope, I pray, but, you know, ultimately it's up to Sigourney, and ultimately up to how much they want to pay her, and how much they feel it would be worth to include her. P.S. gives a super chat. Happy 426. Happy 426 to you. P.S. Pablo Von Gomez says, can we talk about the bonus situation? Yeah, I think it's about time. I think we all deserve an equal share, don't you? JT says, I remember as a kid in the 90s, they had Alien and Aliens run back-to-back around Christmas time for some random reason. So I still consider them my holiday movies to this day. That's amazing. I love that. I think, you know, that's something that we should do anyway. We should watch them around. I mean, technically Prometheus is a Christmas movie, so we can squeeze that in if you happen to be a fan, if you happen to like Prometheus. But yeah, that might be a good double bill for the Christmas season. Alien and Aliens. Chrissy Knows It All says, I'm watching Aliens now. Where are you in the movie, Chrissy? Let us know. Julia says, what games you like? I mean, I wish I were skilled in stuff like Call of Duty or something, but I'm just not. But I do really like Mario games. Those are fun. Brandon Smith says, great channel. By the way, did you ever play the Aliens vs. Predator arcade? The Alien vs. Predator arcade game. Also, my favorite video from you is the reading of Predators Invading the City. Can't remember the title. That was the Yautja Invasion of New York City, 1989. That's one of my favorites. And what I will say about an upcoming video I have, it is also a Predator-focused video, and I think it's pretty cool. And it's going to be a long one, too, about probably as long as that video. So I'm excited for that. See if there's ship repairs here. Hold on 1 second. No, everything's fine, but the shuttle won't take 4, says Pablo. Mercedes Shervani says Snoop Dogg is on Warzone. That would be cool. Snoop Dogg versus aliens. Who would win? Or Snoop Dogg versus Predator. The Predator's vision would just be obstructed by, like, smoke, and he couldn't get to him. JT says, I'd be like, White Christmas who? No, I never. You know what? I never played the actual arcade game of Alien vs. Predator. By the way, only the Super Nintendo version of it, but it isn't really, you know what I mean? It's, you know, technically not the same. Squiggy Z says, I forget, did you cover Batman vs. Aliens when he encountered the ship in the jungle? Yes, absolutely. Serpent Knight says, the SNES version is crap. I mean, what can you say? Silky Smooth says, any Prometheus fans in here? Ho ho. Me. I love Prometheus. Lauren Sims says, love this content. I watch all your videos. Will you be covering the new film and TV series? Absolutely. I'm very excited. Like, one of the reasons why I'm kind of excited about the TV series too is, you know, it's something you can go back to every week. So, you know, assess each week's entry and talk about what you think is going to be next. I think that'd be good, you know, content for the channel. I think it'd be good to kind of keep up with the show as it's going, and instead of like this thing in the past, which of course, you know, the movies are, because, you know, I wasn't around, I wasn't born, I was barely a glimmer in my father's eye when, you know, the first tier movies came out. So to see it live as it happens, that's an exciting thing. I think I really do. I'm looking forward to it. World at My Fingertips 77 says, Prometheus is fine. At least we get something that is modern, related to aliens. Yeah, I mean, I appreciate they just, you know, they keep on trying some things here and there. Not everybody responds to it the way, you know, they hope. I think they were hoping, you know, Alien Covenant would have been embraced more by fans, but sadly it wasn't. Not that I disagree with those who found fault with it, because I find fault with it myself. But yeah, I think they were just expecting open arms instead of crossed ones, I guess. Bullrun 27 says, I don't get the hate for the prequels. A Dead Guy in Motion Comics says, hey guys. Hey, A Dead Guy in Motion Comics. Kyle says, we need an Alien vs. Predator vs. Terminator movie. Either it will be the best movie of them all, or it will set the bar so low that any movie coming in after either franchise will seem great. Well, let's hope for the former. But there was, you know, we had the comics, right? But though, the Alien vs. Predator vs. Terminator comics, I mean, they weren't great. They were okay. I mean, well, I don't know. I won't be rushing to, you know, talk about them on the channel anytime soon. Serpent Knight says Alien Covenant is almost closer in mood to Blade Runner than Alien. I'm not the first one to say that, but I can see it. Well, I mean, yeah, of course. It was just like the opening shot with the eye. It's like pounding you over the head. Like, this is Blade Runner-ish. Solat78 says, nice to see that new extended shower scene from Alien Covenant. Have you seen any deleted scenes from the franchise that is not available? Well, that one came as a surprise. That was pretty cool to see. And of course, you know, both Prometheus and Alien Covenant, they had their own selection of deleted scenes that you could view on the home video releases. But I have a feeling they're kind of hiding more, I think. I think there's more out there. I think there's more out there for every movie, especially Alien 3. I mean, certain stuff is available officially, other stuff you can kind of find in terms of Alien 3. There's some interesting stuff about Alien. That's something I'm kind of working on as well, so I kind of want to do a deep dive into kind of what we didn't get in either cut of Alien 3. Liam Pryor says, I love you, man. Love you too, Liam. Dumpster Dog says, never seen Bishop fight. I bet he could fight, though. Squiggy Z says, Ash will always be my favorite android. Jesse Battle says, a year ago I was here for Alien Theory and 426. Thanks for doing it again, AT. Absolutely. Absolutely. If I do one live stream a year, it will be this. It will be Alien Day. It's fun. I'm not a huge live streamer guy, but this is fun. Sam says, love the channel. Thank you very much, Sam. Appreciate it. Trusty Milkshake says, I've watched Alien 3. Alien 3. I've watched Alien Theory since 2017. Snagu is angry about something. Sorry, Snagu. Cyberbully says, thoughts on rumor that Hoyan Jung, actress that played North Korean girl from Squid Game, is starring in the next Alien show. Wow, that'd be cool. Yeah, oh yeah. Oh, and imagine how many people would want to watch it since Squid Game was such a huge thing. I can see that. That'd be great. Who here has watched Squid Game, by the way? I thought that was really good. Julia says, if you can have a new AVP game, what would it be? I mean, I'd want it to be like the other games, like you have the 3 different campaigns, you have the online. I don't want it to be strictly online. I have a feeling that's what they're going to do if they do make another AVP game, which is a mistake, I think. But I want plot, I want campaigns, I want variety. That's what I'd want. Stan Going says remake AVP 2. Basically, yeah. I mean, really, that's all they could do. And it would be fine. Snagu, Alien Theory. No, I was not angry at you. I was angry at Randy Pitchford for screwing up the Aliens Colonial Marines game. Yes, we don't talk about that here. We don't talk about that game. Mike in Mistake says, if you like Squid Game, check out Silent Sea. Okay, well, I like Squid Game, so maybe I will check out Silent Sea. Michael Sean says, pulse rifle, flamethrower, or smart gun. I'll go with pulse rifle. That seems to be, you know, the standard. Shadow Raptor says, have you read the Gibson's novelization of 3? Thoughts? Yeah, I gosh, I forget. Neuroman. No, that's William Gibson. Who wrote that though? I'm forgetting. She's a very popular. Wait, I have the book with me right here. Actually, hold on. I'm in my little alien office here. Of course, Pat Cadigan. Pat Cadigan, wonderful author. Great adaptation. I mean, let's be real here. The Gibson. I mean, one. If you're an Alien fan, you've probably read the script long ago. You probably read the comic at this point, listened to the audio drama at this point, so then we get a novel coming out. I mean, what else could they do? And they did a great job. Pat Cadigan kind of put her own spin on it. And of course it was a slightly different draft of the screenplay. So there's a lot of new stuff. So I thought it was great. I would probably, just for the fact that they get the actors back, out of the 3, I would prefer the audio drama. But that's just me. Liam Pryor says, not to ride too much, but I'm getting my CS degree right now, and your videos have been what I look forward to every day before going to bed. If I get rich, certainly I will contribute to your work. Please don't forget me, Liam. Don't forget your old alien pal and all the nights we spent together. Sounded a little wrong, but you know what I mean. Alex Martin says, it's interesting. The comic version is better, in my opinion, regarding Gibson's draft. Jimmy says, the risk always lives. Solat78, which do you prefer, theatrical version or the work assembly print of Alien 3? That's actually a really tough one for me. What I'm doing right now, I do want to do a comparison of the 2. So I want to go back to them one more time before making a definitive answer on that. But, I mean, as a whole, I like Alien 3. I like either version. Which I prefer, I'm going to have to meditate on a little bit. I feel like I do have an answer. I feel like I do have something, you know, that my gut tells me. But I'm going to reserve my answer on that. Shadow Raptor says AVP2 2001 definitely needs a remaster. Absolutely. Or even just make it available on Steam. They've had the first AVP game on Steam for a while. Dumpster Dog says, so although Bishop was programmed not to harm humans, he may have been programmed for hand-to-hand combat if necessary. Maybe against, like, combat synthetics. I don't know. Maybe. Must have a little something in there in its programming. Blitz Motor Scooter says, nice live stream backdrop. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I try to give a little Nostromo ambiance. Xeno Shadowmorph says, I don't like to watch the theatrical cut of Alien 3 anymore because I don't like to see the chest burster come out of that sweet dog. Easier to watch the Ox. I agree, the Ox is already dead. It's not, howling in pain. If you're an animal lover, I think Alien 3 is especially egregious, but shit happens, right? Solat78 says, do you know if the screenplay of Blomkamp's Alien 5 is out there? If it were out there, I'm sure we'd know by now. I think it's... I don't know if it'll ever see the light of day, to be honest with you. Pedro says, hey, AT, let us hear your thoughts on Jay Whedon's Resurrection. Wouldn't it have been way better? Well, I mean, that had a different amount of drafts, too, but... it seemed like it could have been more serious, I guess. He has his one-liners and stuff, but I would mainly attribute the goofiness of Alien Resurrection probably to Jean-Pierre Jeunet, or Jean-Pierre Jeunet. It could have been something. But I don't think... Had he even directed anything at that time? I mean, this guy's a writer, they said. Either way, things are going great for his career now. Lord Katra says, what would an alien / the thing from another world crossover... Let's try that again. What would an alien / the thing from another world crossover be like? It would be terrifying. I mean, Alien took inspiration from the thing. So if we're talking strictly like that version of the thing, like the thing from another world, not John Carpenter's The Thing, could be very interesting. Shadow Mars. Michael Sean says, are you kidding me? Even the Jackass crew couldn't save Resurrection. Sometimes it's not about being saved, I guess. Dano Commando says, why is it the official Alien Day? Movie date, anniversary or something? It's April. Well, yeah, see, so I guess maybe you're across the pond or so. 4 April 26, April 426, LV 426. That's the connection. As flimsy as a connection as, May the 4th be with you for Star Wars Day. You know what I mean? Serpent Knight says, after Resurrection, Joss Whedon went on to slip the Weyland Yutani logo into the Firefly pilot. Oh, yes, that's right. I do remember. We saw it on a little screen there. Cannibal Mouse says, will we ever get a Star Wars crossover with Alien? It's all I ever wanted. Disney owns everything. They can do whatever they want. Is that something we want to see? I don't know. Some lightsabers against aliens? I don't know. Andrew Stopes says, Alien Theory, what's your prediction on how the post-Covenant story will tie into the original 1979 Alien? That's the thing. I don't necessarily think it will. And not just at this point, but just, I don't really know if that was always the intention. I think the intention was just have them, like, frustratingly close, just to piss fans off. But who knows? Maybe there was this grander plan. I couldn't say for sure. Byron Arvinitis says, congrats from Athens, Greece. Stay frosty. Thank you, Byron. I appreciate that. Stay frosty. Pure 85, how did you feel when you saw the chestburster for the first time ever, AT? I thought it was cool. I thought it was a cool effect. Alien I saw, a little bit after, because it's not the first Alien movie I saw. The first Alien movie I saw was Alien 3. So I saw Alien a little bit later, but I've always been into monster movies and stuff. I was like, yeah, cool. Project Goatsy says, having not seen anything other than the trilogy and Resurrection, what franchise film would you recommend I watch first? I mean, I suppose it would depend on your own personal taste. I mean, if something like the concept of Alien versus Predator appeals to you, then I'd say go for it. Go for the AVP movies. But if that's not your thing, then yeah, go straight to Prometheus, would be my opinion. Trevor Williams says, if you change one thing about the franchise, what would it be? That's a good question. I honestly don't know. If I could change something, I mean... You know what? That's hard to say. Maybe keep Hudson alive. No, I'm just kidding. Hudson was along with the Queen on the side of the dropship. He was just hanging on. Solat78 says, which Alien film did you first watch in the theater? It was actually AVP, the first AVP. You know. Everything else I was too young for. Ironically enough, AVP was PG-13, so... God is laughing at me. Purple Haze 658 says, best Alien is the original? Yeah, I'd agree with that. Sleep Dream says, Alien versus Predator versus Terminators, too many cooks, or good fit. They could make it work if they really wanted to. Which, if the comic is any indication, they didn't quite want to. Matthew Classic says, AT, if you were given free reign to direct one Alien Universe feature film, what would you do with it? Like, what story situation would you most want to see? Oh, gosh, I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, I'm not a filmmaker or anything like that, or a writer or anything like that, but if I had, like, producer control that I could hire the best people that I could, I mean, I'd try to make a movie as scary as possible. I'd try to make it standalone, I'd say. So maybe all the Fede Alvarez is the perfect one. Maybe that's just on my mind lately, but I have a good feeling about it. I do. Dumpster Dog says, really appreciate all your hard work with the franchise. What are your expectations for Aliens Vasquez? My expectation is that we might get into a territory where we'll have to suspend a little bit of disbelief for certain things, just as we've done with any number of related novels, like Out of the Shadows, for example, or even just Alien Isolation with Amanda Ripley happening to run into aliens herself. So you'll have to do that, but I think it's obviously, out of all the characters in all the Alien movies ever, Vasquez is a standout. There's going to be the one character to get their own novel, aside from Ripley, I suppose. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm very curious to see what they do, one with the character and how they might present her past and kind of intertwine it with a new story and, of course, the future story of her children. But I have high hopes. Camp for Lynn says, hey, Derek, have you ever been mistaken for a man? No, have you? Frostito says, when an interview with Sigourney Weaver, if you have her number, you tell her to, give it to me. What? I don't know. But Sigourney, call me. Julia says, are you going to do a video chat with alien YouTubers someday, or for YouTube, like an alien video? I don't know. Like, are there any other, like, completely 100% dedicated alien YouTubers? Like, what's an alien YouTuber? You know what I mean? Because some people, obviously, there's someone like Mr. H reviews. Shout out to Mr. H, who, we grew up on the streets together, so to speak. But he does a lot of different stuff now, but people still consider him, an alien YouTuber. I know is Hybrid Network a thing anymore? I don't even know. There's Acid Glow, of course. I can't think of any others. But the important thing is that I would be open to it. I do have something semi-quasi in the works with someone who's like not an alien specific YouTuber, but like does movie reviews and stuff like that. And we have sort of a plan right now that we're going to go with that's going to be like a Patreon exclusive for each of our individual channels. So that's going to be interesting to see. So that's going to be a collaboration. I don't always do collaborations. Sometimes, it's, I'm buried in stuff that I'm just doing on my own. So I don't know. But I think that'll be fun. You'll if you're on the Patreon, you'll probably learn a little bit more about that. Leandro Azarito, what do you think happened to Daniels after the end of Covenant? Great work on the channel, by the way. Well, if Alien Advent, the sort of bonus mini feature on the Covenant home video release is any indication, then David experimented on her to the point of no turning back, and he made her a queen. That's where he got his queen. It was Daniel. So if we are to believe what they conceived in that, then Daniels became the first alien queen. Ain't that something? Drew Griffin says, off-the-shelf reviews would be fun to chat with. Yeah, people have mentioned that. I don't know. I must have seen some of off-the-shelf reviews in the past. Of course, Project Acheron. Wonderful stuff. That, I think, actually, if anybody I do a collaboration with, it will probably be Project Acheron. We've been talking. Sean Whitehall says, have you seen the fan-made Alien Omega? It's made from video game resources, and I thought it was brilliant. No, actually, I haven't seen that. That sounds interesting. It's so made from video game resources. Okay. No, I'll look that up. Andy Sears says, I'm late, so apologies if this has been asked, but do we know what happened to Captain Brackett after River of Pain? That was such a good book. That's a good question, too. As far as I know, we don't know anything. He's still kind of out there trying to find answers. I think maybe they expected him to kind of take off in his own trajectory, his own novels fighting aliens, but maybe the response wasn't positive. But I wouldn't mind seeing more of Brackett, and of course, the other characters that survived along with him in that book, which, they set it up in a very interesting way that they could almost, in a way, if they wanted to go back and like edit those comics one more time, I think Brackett could easily transition into Wilkes. You know what I mean? They could do that. Serpent Knight says it's proposed that Predator, or part of it, takes place in the fictional country of Valverde from Commando and Die Hard 2. Thoughts on that? Well, I don't know if there's anything to counter that. I mean, I would accept that. Sorry I don't have a more in-depth answer, but I would accept that if that's what they say. I mean, I know McTiernan didn't direct Die Hard 2, but it's in the same universe, I guess. Trevor Williams says, thank you for all your content. I'm going to watch Aliens again. In my life, I wish I was Hicks, but I wear emotions on my sleeve like Hudson. And I'm also good with electronics. Isn't that the truth, huh? We all kind of wish we could be a Hicks, but deep down, aren't we all a Hudson? Just deep down. That was kind of the brilliance of the Hudson character. Not to say that he wasn't adept at anything, not to say that he was a coward throughout all of his experiences, right? I mean, in other circumstances, he must have been, a perfectly capable Marine. But this is just the one thing that kind of, I don't know, broke him, got him expressing what the audience feels, and that's that we're fucked. How the fuck are we gonna fucking get away with this? Holy fuck. It's great. It's brilliant. Serpenite says there's a wiki page on Valverde. I don't even know if I'm saying it right, but I gotta look that up. Maybe that'll be a good video, actually. Matthew Klazek says, AT, would you agree that Prometheus/Covenant have gotten better over time after the initial disappointment of non-Xeno material? I appreciate them for what they are now. Well, Prometheus, you know what? When that movie first came out, I was one of those people who was just saying, you don't appreciate it. You just wait a little bit. It'll be like Blade Runner. It'll be appreciated and ahead of its time, right? Maybe not necessarily true. I mean, I still see a lot of flack for Prometheus, but I think people are kind of coming around to the prequels a little bit, just because we've had so much kind of space, some breathing room between them and whatever's in the future now. But yeah, I think they're movies that they do grow on you for repeat viewings. I think they're ideal for that. Snagyu says Covenant was great in the visuals, but the story screwed up the lore big time. Yeah, I mean, that's one thing Alien Covenant everyone can agree on. Looks great. The story maybe needs a little work. I don't know. The Searcher says the Predators have been fighting the aliens since the time of the ancient civilizations. How could Daniels be the first queen? Love your channel. Well, I mean, if this is Ridley Scott continuity, then, he doesn't really count AVP, so I don't know, maybe there's a way to work that in. Dylan Rouse says, hey Derek, love your work, happy Alien Day. I have to confess my Alien franchise sins. Uh-oh. I love AVPR. Way more than the last two Ridley Scott films. Well, Dylan, that's a spicy take. That really is. That's one movie that's never grown on me, to be honest. I've tried watching it, so maybe I'll watch it tonight. Maybe as part of, my Alien Day marathoning. I'll try going back to it one more, well, why say one more time? I know I'll probably watch it a few more times in my lifetime, but I'll give it another shot. Matthew Klazek says, AT, if you could choose one method for alien reproduction, would it be egg morphing or queen? Whew. You know what? I'll go with queen. I will. I'll do it. I'll go with queen. Third Eye Blind says, do you like Fireteam Alien Theory? Yeah, I like it. I was actually playing it last night. I had a good round. I won a trophy. It's always a big deal for me, since it's not every day I win a trophy on PlayStation. It's fun. It's a fun game, but not like, it's not a top 10er, I guess you could say. Vincent Rangers' best alien book. That's a tough one. If I want to go a little older, that would be too hard, I think. If I want to go contemporary, I'll say Into Charybdis. It's not everyone's cup of tea, but I thought it got everything on brand very nicely with what we expect from an alien story, and it had a lot of surprises, subversions of expectations, as they may say, and it was an engrossing novel. It really was. I'm truly impressed by it. CR8 says, do you enjoy the Kane cameo in Spaceballs? Absolutely. One of the best cameos, one of the best, alien spoofs of all time. Julia says, what do you like to do for fun? I mean, these days, I stay in. I'm a homebody. watch some TV, read a book, drink to excess. I don't know. Matthew Klasick says, is there anything being released today for Alien Day? Well, I mean, the usual kind of stuff in the sense that, certain vendors may have their Alien exclusive kind of stuff out and things like that. Nothing, as big as it was in the old glory days, I guess, of Fox. No live streams with the cast of the new movie or anything like that, which maybe they'll do next year. Maybe they'll time it just right. The Winter Jedi says, any idea when we'll get to see Aliens in 4K Blu-ray? If so, will it be the extended cut? I would imagine they'd have both available. What I noticed for me, like, for example, I did buy the physical 4K disc of Alien when it came out. But I had already, in my digital collection, on my iTunes collection, I had Alien, and it upgraded for free, basically, to 4K. And you could choose either the director's cut or the theatrical. And both were in 4K. So I'd imagine it'd be the same thing with Cameron's film. But when we're actually going to get it, I don't know. I saw actually recently on YouTube, Lance Henriksen actually tweeted it out. Someone somewhere had upgraded and coded, however it's done, I don't really know, a scene from Aliens in 4K. It looked great, so it kind of gives you an idea of what to expect once we do finally get a 4K, though, obviously the officially released version would be best. If it's left up to Cameron, we might have to be waiting for a long time, but I think they're just going to kind of, if they can, just take it and run with it, and possibly give us the other two films. Annie Sue says, hard to believe Alien 3 is 35 years old, so much better than the junk produced now. I know, Alien 3 is looking better and better with each passing year, isn't it? Back when they actually took risks, despite all studio interference. David Fincher deserves a medal for that film. Doc McGillicuddy says, who farted? Nuts to you, McGillicuddy. Maybe it's my chair. Stefan Thomas says, I liked Covenant, but felt that it needed to do more to make me care about the characters. In Alien and Aliens, I felt invested in them, but not so much in Covenant. I agree with that. I do. I aside from, say, Daniels and Orem, Tennessee, and obviously David and Walter, it'd be hard to just think of a certain character and just, even remember their name. Like, who's the guy that got backbursted? I should know that right off the top of my head without having to look it up in a book. But, yeah. It wasn't a fart, it was some kind of secreted resin. Leonard's Mind says, yo! Hello, Leonard's Mind. Alien 3 was 92. Alien 3 is literally the ripples in the water. Levi Erickson says, given the depth of great material outside the films, do you think the Alien cinematic effort is missing the boat, like other franchises that overlook stories that are not only important but fan faves? I do, but Alien is a tough nut to crack, I think, because there's different things different fans like. One person could say, oh, why haven't they done a movie with the Colonial Marines returning? Everyone wants to see that. Well, maybe not everyone wants to see that. I want to see it, to be honest, but not everyone does. So, it's just hard to pinpoint. I think, honestly, the best way to do it is just get someone who doesn't even like Alien to make the next Alien movie or TV series. At a certain point, you get sick of the, I'm such a big fan, I want to treat this well. Well, then, what that might end up meaning is that you're trying to please everybody when you should just be making a good movie, I think. Metropolis says, favorite alien ship? The Nostromo. I love the Nostromo. It's my favorite. Metallic Madness says, Happy Alien Day, everyone, and thanks Alien Theory for the years of great content. Thank you, Metallic Madness. Appreciate it. Leonard's Mind says, I know you do not have much content to stream, but wish you could stream more. I think a conversation about Alien is a great thing. I agree with that. And yeah, I mean, maybe I should try to expand my streaming to beyond just an annual stream, but I enjoy it while I'm here. I really do. And obviously this is just casual, off-the-cuff conversation. It's not prepared or read or anything like that, so it's just chill. Trent Stacy says, what's the one thing you want to see from the upcoming Alien movie? I don't know if it's something I want to see, but I just want it to be scary. That's all. I want it to be very scary. And I guess I want to see the best special effects possible. Don't half-ass it. Alien and Aliens gave us groundbreaking special effects. Let's not get lazy, folks. Some comments are going by. I'm trying to read. Epson08 says, even after all this time, Brett and Parker are such fantastic characters. Absolutely. The relationship as the characters of Alien keeps me coming back. Love your content and happy Alien Day. Happy Alien Day, Epson. I absolutely agree with that. I still always love that moment, when they're, in the below deck and they're talking to each other. It's you, man. You have no personality. It's so funny. Wakakami says, I want a Colonial Marine war movie. I think, honestly, that might have been the David Giler and Walter Hill treatment, because the Alien V or Alien 5 that they had the treatment for, that apparently, Sigourney Weaver read and wasn't over the moon for, apparently. It seemed to be a focus on war. I think the tagline was supposed to be War is Hell, I think. So, I mean, maybe they'll take from that. I want a Lego Aliens theme, says Forged Carbon. I agree. I want official Alien Legos. I have some, custom stuff. I have an Alien figure and a Predator figure. The little, Lego guys. Aquinet123 says, I was scared I missed you. No, Aquinet. I'm around. I'm doing okay. I just, I work on something. I say, oh, this is going to take 1 week to do. Then it's, it's a month that I'm working on it. And it's still not done. What are you going to do? Ghostly Akron says, do you think David actually wanted to kill the other David in Alien Covenant? I think so. He didn't see him willing to take that next step. And he thought him of a lesser being. Sean McNally says, just a thank you for the content and a super chat. Do you find the aliens more believable when it was an actor in a suit or CGI? Thank you very much, Sean. I appreciate your super chat. And I feel, if done right, a suit can be the best possible thing you can do. But also CGI, if it's used sparingly, it's it is kind of the best thing you can do. But we've never had really that blend, have we? That, Jurassic Park kind of blend of the practical and the CGI. Well, I mean, obviously Alien Resurrection, but the CGI was bad, so does that count? So give me a guy in a suit, I think. But for the more elaborate shots, I think CGI is useful. I'm not a purist when it comes to, they should have never had CGI in the first place. It was so much better with practical effects. No, I think they can do great things with CGI. But just we haven't quite seen that in the realm of Alien. I mean, look at the CGI Alien in Covenant. It wasn't that great. It was fine, but it just wasn't mind-blowing or anything like that. When you see the xenomorph, you're supposed to be kind of, held aback, it just didn't utilize the effects as as it could have, I guess. Third Eye Blind says replace forklifts with power loaders. That's a great idea. I think Cat better get on that. C. Alright says, what were your thoughts on the prequel to The Thing? The one with Mary Elizabeth Winstead? I think I watched half of it and I stopped watching it. I didn't think it was that good. And apparently that was another case of they had some really great practical stuff, but then ruined it all with CGI. Apparently. I didn't get too far. Sean McNally says, I'm the same way. A guy in a suit works as well. It gives the actor something to react to, helps everyone. Absolutely. They call it like sci-fi acting otherwise, right? Or they have like someone on a like they've someone with a stick and like a tennis ball, and you're supposed to look at it like it's Jar Jar Binks or something. Chris Hardison says, pretty cool seeing Aliens live chat for the first time. Like as this Aliens fan and the reader of all novels and comics that I can get my hands on. I really like the short stories from Bug Hunt. Oh, well, there's the new Alien vs. Predator short story collection. But I read some of that too. I haven't gotten, I think I only read maybe two or three stories from it. That's kind of interesting. And apparently there's supposed to be a sequel to Scott Sigler's Phalanx in that book. So I gotta finish that. Then we gotta go to Colony War, and I don't know, maybe some Danielle Steele after that. Just calm me down. Then we'll be good. I'm kidding. I don't read Danielle Steele. Heather Graham for me. Hey man, I love your channel, says Chef Hawk. I remember going to Alien War in London, an interactive experience. Still love the original Alien design CFX work. Oh, that must have been cool, Alien War. It was never, like, even if I had been of, the age to know about aliens and be a fan and stuff, it was never here in American, or North America, I should say. I'm Canadian. So you guys lucked out. Jetty Otzel says, this is the first live stream of yours I've been to. Yeah, I don't do live streams too often. This is just kind of a casual, laid back kind of conversational, just chill, enjoy the alien day deal. What are your thoughts on the Blob? Like the Steve McQueen Blob or the 88 Blob? Both are good, actually. I love the 88 Blob. It's a really cool example of 80s effects, right? Sean McNally says, just checked out Steam big sale on Alien franchise games in case anyone's interested. What do they got? What do they got? Do they finally have AVP 2? I would drop everything on the stream right now to go buy that. Joyous Tomato 237 says, would you believe a spin-off film about Dr. Church and his encounter with the aliens is a potential film story? Would it ever be a success? I don't know as a film, but I mean, let's say they really want to, make this Alien TV series like a grand thing. Like they could have a whole episode devoted to something like that. I think that'd be cool. B. Lightwalker says, have to go now. Have a good rest of your stream. Thank you, B. Lightwalker, and have a great Alien day. Aquanet123. Alien Isolation is $10.99 Canadian. Freder says, what do you think of Dune, old and new? Well, the new one I was very, very, very impressed with. I think it deserved all the praise that it got, all of the accolades that it won, everything. I thought, it was a very skillful adaptation, and it was, like a provocative science fiction film, but it's still accessible to your average audience, I think. So I thought it was done brilliantly. I thought it was great. I can't wait for the next ones. I'm down. I'm down for them. The tragic tale of the David Lynch film is well known, almost as tragic as our other good friend David, Mr. Fincher with Alien 3. He doesn't talk about it. It scarred him. It was a bad thing for him. I like it. I think it's an okay film. I like the weirdness of it. I thought that fit very well with the Frank Herbert universe that was created. Back in that time, I think it was just irresistible for media, for journalists, for reviewers, critics, whatever, to just dump all over it. Too confusing, doesn't make any sense, muddled adaptation, etc., etc. But looking at it now in hindsight, I think it is one of those movies that has gotten better. But the new version, the Denis Villeneuve version, is exceptional. It's better. End of story for me. Aquanet123. If you were to direct the next Alien movie, can you bring any type of tie line? Who'd you cast in it? Would you bring back old actors or do a mix of old and new? Well, I'd love to, get maybe like Michael Biehn back, Sigourney Weaver back. That'd be cool. New actors. There's a lot of great actors out there. I think Richard Brake would be more than welcome in an Alien film. I'd like to see him. I'd like to see him in one of those. Warhammer 30K, I don't really know. And I don't know anything about Warhammer. Pedro Coelho says, AT, do you reckon the book trilogy starting with Earthhive is filmable? It would cost over $300 million, don't you think? Yeah, if you're going to adapt that, that's going to be a challenge. Might have to get a little more creative with the budget, I would say, for it to work. Sean McNally says, the Tyranids in Warhammer are very Aliens-inspired. CRI says, you have any specific actor you cast as Mr. Yutani? No, there's nobody in mind that I can think of. Arthur, goodness sakes, is Peter Lorre, but I think he's dead. Sorry, Arthur. Time Bomb 93 says, hi, sorry if you already answered, but what's your thoughts on the current Marvel Alien comic? I like the story concept, but I really dislike the traced artwork. Takes me right out of the story. Takes the words right out of my mouth, really. That's exactly how I feel. The story was good. Even the second art that, they've been doing, it sounded very interesting. It sounded almost like the Alien 3 wooden planet concept, right? Kind of this society who's gone astray from modern technology and things like that. That was kind of the Vincent Ward concept that he had developed, where I guess it was similar enough in Alien 3 that he got story credit. But anyway, it sounded kind of cool, but it was the same artist. I forget the guy's name, who cares? But no, I don't want to read an Alien comic and see fucking Trace toys. I just don't want to see that. That's ridiculous. Why are you wasting my time? Sorry, maybe that was a little aggressive, but you know what I mean. It's frustrating to see that. I want to see original art. I want to see something new that only an artist's mind can create. Why else are you doing this? It's an insult. It really is. Tracing a fucking toy. Get out of here. Chauncey Morris, this is Critical Hits with a super chat, $5. Thank you so much, Chauncey. I appreciate it. Boots McCoy says, have you thought about branching out your channel? I love the stuff you do, and Alien things won't last forever. I would love to hear you read / break down things like SCP or things of that nature. SCP, I don't really, I sort of know what that is, but I don't really. But there's other stuff I'd want to cover. I've tried and kind of failed to do a horror channel, some lore on Freddy Krueger. I love those movies. But I don't know. We'll see. I have another YouTube channel you can check out. Hi, this is Derek237. Damon Crawford says, since Marvel Comics took over the Alien Predator franchise, which Marvel superheroes would survive and who wouldn't against the Alien or Predator? Very interesting. I think a lot of them would survive because they have superpowers, and they'd probably, make a story where they're all, cannon fodder, basically. So it depends on the writers, I suppose, how they want to do it. D. Bogeyman says, thoughts on the Hellraiser series? I think it's a good series. 1 and 2, I think, specifically, are, kind of like Aliens, I guess. They're the ones to beat, and they make a good double feature. Third one kind of lacks a little bit. Fourth one is probably where I kind of draw the line. I think that was like the last theatrically released one. The rest went straight to video. There is one with Lance Henriksen that I kind of like. I think it was the one where they like go into a computer or something. But first four, let's say, Hellraiser. Dimos Mars's Predator-wielding Mjolnir would be something I'd like to see. That would actually, yeah, that would be really cool. Just fucking smashing Thor. The Predator's worthy, is he not? Summer Yeti says, not a fan of Freddy because he gets idolized, but his character is someone who does the worst to kids. Fair enough. But, I mean, also, like, it wouldn't just be Freddy. It would be other, horror characters. Chucky or Jason, Michael Myers, those guys. Or Pinhead, I guess. Hellraiser 2 has Gorman, same actress as CGB Spender. That's true. William Hope is in Hellraiser 2, Hellbound, Hellraiser 2. Hatsami says Star Wars or Star Trek. They are so different, but I mean, I do happen to think the original Star Wars trilogy is, hardly matched. But I like Star Trek. I like the movies, the Star Trek movies, quite a bit. The original cast movies, I have to specify. Yeah. Star Trek 2, The Wrath of Khan. It's a brilliant film. And I guess, so that was 82. And that is scored by James Horner. And you can, if you watch that movie, you can kind of sense kind of the seeds of Alien's score kind of coming out of that movie. It's very interesting to kind of take a close listen to the James Horner score. Also kind of funny, like Star Trek the Motion Picture was scored by Jerry Goldsmith. Then its sequel was scored by James Horner. Alien, scored by Jerry Goldsmith, and its sequel was scored by James Horner. So there's some strange stuff there. Cyberbully says, you have any other hobbies outside of Alien? I mean, lots of stuff, I guess. I mean, what anybody else does. I'm fans of other stuff. I'm a fan of other stuff too. Yeah, I don't know. Eric Harris says, I think Alex White is the answer for the next movies. They get it. The story has to be good without the alien. Then insert XX121 to wreck. Bob Baggins says, stop your grinning and drop your linen. Sean Ward says, I'm an alien junkie. Yeah, I guess I am too, eh? Sorry, the Canadian came out. But yes, I am. Always on my thoughts. Thank God I have a YouTube channel where I can purge all of this, right? Third Eye Blind said, Aliens is a huge universe in its own right. Absolutely. I mean, there's so much stuff in the RPG, and they've expanded on that as well. I mean, there's a lot. I found myself, though, I'm completely inept at figuring out how to play an RPG. I found, at least that first RPG book. I found it good. I liked it. I mean, just to read, you know what I mean? If that makes it. Like, I don't know how to play. But Scrappy Doo says, sorry, the Canadian came out. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, for sure. Randy Garcia says, watch it 50 times on VHS. That's right, Aquinet. Canada for the win. Speaking of Jerry Goldsmith, what is your opinion on how he is and his original score was treated? I think we get quite a bit of, if not all of the score on the DVD isolated track, which also has kind of like on-set audio to fill in the blanks. I don't like that other score. I really don't. I think his score as it came out was just about perfect. I mean, I think he was nominated for an Oscar for that as well. Canadian androids have maple syrup for blood instead of milk. Wayland 03. Maybe you're right. Leandro says, Canada for the win, even though I'm in Ireland. Well, Ireland for the win, too. Pedro gets it. Metallic Madness 85 says, do you think we're still going to get an Alien vs. Predator Rage War audible audio drama? Since Alien Ciosauro's ending led to that story. I mean, they got to do something. They're just sitting on all these novels. Maybe, like, it's just a matter of they want to pick the right one, the right direction to go to. I really don't know. But I guess maybe it would kind of make sense. Well, no, because it doesn't matter. Like, I think they've done, you know, the three, the Shadows trilogy, let's say, but then kind of just timing worked out the way it did that they did the Alien 3 Gibson version. So they could go any way next, I think. K. Shaloop says, are you in favor of de-aging the original actors? I mean, I suppose it depends. If it's, like, for something brief, I guess, fine. But if, like, they're doing, like, a full character, I mean, sure, they have Disney money now. If they're willing to spend it is another story. But I don't think they would go, like, a full, you know, like Samuel L. Jackson in Captain Marvel full movie de-aged kind of thing. If not, they might just have to sell for other actors, so... TD Camper says, what are you hoping for with the new Predator movie? Blood. I want it to be bloody. Oh yeah, I want it to be brutal. Third Eye Blind says, I wear the Weyland Yutani shirts to work. Aircraft only. Only one other person gets it. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's kind of a cool thing, though. It's like, oh, I've never heard of this company, Weyland Yutani. Cool. You one of those Silicon Valley guys? The Tuck Company, you know? That's great. Mr. Rugby Loosehead, with Batman still is huge, what was your take on Batman Alien comic? I thought it was great. Mad Brothers Media says, do you think Alien prequel should be called the David Saga? And thoughts if Ridley does a third? I mean, you could call it the David Saga if you want. You can call it whatever you want. I mean, sometimes just calling them the prequels seems to work for people. Or, you know, the new Ridley Scott movies, which people usually would say with disdain if they refer to it that way. But if Ridley Scott does a third, and yeah, if we want to kind of see this as the David trilogy, then, I mean, just it makes sense to me that David would die or at least experience something as close to what an android could experience to death, right? So I think that's kind of a logical conclusion. You know, he is a creation. He was freed from his creator. He became a creator himself, and now he's, you know, time to be destroyed like his creator. It's cyclical, I tell you. Channel Whoa says, I bumped into Jeanette Goldstein at LAX. I locked her in the corner. No, I looked at her and said, you played Vasquez. She responded with an enthusiastic yes. She is so cool. I wonder what she gets more, Vasquez or John Connor's mom? Or stepmom. Eric Harris says, what do Drake, Justin Bieber, and Celine Dion have in common? Well, they're Canadian, but I feel there's a trick there. Lander's Mind said, I would like to see David show up in the TV series. That might happen, eh? Again, the Canadian's coming up. But, yeah. I could see that. I could see Michael Fassbender showing up for a guest spot. Julia says, is making a video hard for you? Sometimes it is. The one I'm working on now is hard. But it's fun. Like, it just takes time. I don't know, well, maybe it's not hard, it just takes time, and you gotta be patient sometimes. But I'm kind of getting impatient, because, you know, I know people, you know, like the channel, and I really appreciate that. I do. Sincerely, I do. And I do kind of feel bad when, you know, I have weeks at a time not with something, but at the same time, I want to deliver something of good quality, something that I, you know, feel is good work, that I don't know, basically that I would watch myself. GSBS Tactical says, thanks for doing this, man. I've been waiting since I was finished work for your channel content. Well, I'm glad you could make it. Happy Alien Day. Equals MC squared. You just take a bong rip? No, I did not take a bong rip. But I hear Walter grows some good stuff. Keshalup says, shouldn't the late Bill Paxton been nominated for his performance as Hicks? Like Sigourney, his performance was stellar. I think Sigourney was in the spotlight for that one. It was her movie. It was her universe. Everyone else was just living in it. I would have loved to see, you know, some attention go towards the other actors who did incredible work. But everyone knew it was Sigourney's movie, right? So, you know, Shadow Morph says, I'd rather wait for a great video than a bunch of mediocre ones. Thank you, I appreciate that. And I feel the same way about making them. Oh, correction, Hassan. Yeah, well, yeah, I figured that's what you meant. He was great. If any, you know what, I was sorry to get off track here, but recently it was the 110th anniversary of the Titanic sinking. I watched the movie Titanic, of course, Mr. James Cameron, his epic film, and I'm watching this movie, and I'm like, you know, obviously this is a great movie, right? It's one of the best of all time. I'll say that. And I'm thinking, Bill Paxton is so good in this. How did he not get swept up in all the Oscar nominations for this movie? He was the one who, you know, guided us through this whole journey. He was, you know, our guide into this world. We were, you know, attached to him in the modern world going into the days of Titanic. But what I'm saying is he was terrific in that movie. It's a sin he didn't get an Oscar nominated. Didn't get an Oscar nomination for it. That's all I'll say. Ray Holland says, Jack could have got on the raft. Oh God, I mean, it's like one of those. How did the alien get on the Sulaco, and why couldn't Jack get on the raft? Let's put an egg on the raft and Jack in the Sulaco. How about that? Bob Baggins says, and in True Lies, such a funny performance. Yes, oh God, he's so funny in True Lies. He's Bill, we miss you. We miss you so much, Bill. He, you know, he's just one of the rare actors who just, you know, just seeing him in a movie brings a smile to your face. You know you're gonna get something good with Bill Paxton. Nevison says, your narration of the lore videos is what got me. Subscribe right away. Love your work, bro. Thank you very much, Nevison. I really, really appreciate it. The Winter Jedi said, an alien was Ash trying to suffocate Ripley with a magazine or force it down her throat. In the Alien Isolation game, it appears magazines were forced down throats of Detective Joes. Yeah, I mean, it's... I think they go into it a little bit in the commentary with Ridley Scott, where he's like, you know, trying to take this phallic object and use it. You know, he has some envy of humanity himself, long before David did. But I suppose that's kind of the idea. PIB says, I give up. I did see a previous message that said, are you getting my message? And I don't see any message, so I'm sorry. I'm not sure if it's coming up correctly. I don't know. I'm sorry. David says he's incredibly underrated, and I think Hollywood tends to forget about him, although we all won't forget about him. Not ever. No, he's the best. Bill Paxton. The bar scene in Near Dark was also a best from Bill Paxton. This is Faraj Kathwadia. Thank you. Laner's Mind says, I love the channel, but I realize news is thin. I love rewatching the Weyland Yutani timeline. Maybe you could do a Colonial Marines timeline. Yeah, there's a few different, I guess, timelines that could work for a video. Like, I thought, you know, with what they set up in River of Pain, you know, they had all the kind of dates aligned, though it was a little bit different from the book and the audio drama. I think I ended up following the audio drama just because it's more concise, but I did a timeline of Hadley's Hope, which I thought was kind of interesting to know, you know, exactly what happens when. Julia says, do you like Doom the game? Absolutely. I love Doom in all its incarnations, from the early days to Eternal. Eternal's probably one of my favorite games that I've played recently. That I could actually play. That I was actually good at. Okay, Shaloop says, I enjoy watching reaction videos of people who haven't seen Aliens. My heart melts when I see their reaction to Newt calling Ripley mommy. Oh yeah, that's a heart-tugging moment. They should have given the chance to Neil Blomkamp, says Leon Ferlin. Yeah, it's the one that got away. It's always kind of going to be what could have been, right? Genova Patrick says, what's happening with the Alien TV series and how do you think it will turn out? Recent news, one of the writers from WandaVision, the Disney show, they've been attached. So it's in progress as far as I know. I'm honestly trying to keep away from the leaks. I've looked at a little bit just out of curiosity, but I want to be like a little, I don't know, as fresh as possible going into it. So there's news out there for those looking for it. Raj says, I love the Earth War and Beyond the Earth War sections you do on the channel. Your narration is superb and you're a great storyteller. Keep up the great work. Thank you so very much. Richard M. said, did you listen to Colony Wars yet? It was pretty good. No, I haven't yet. I still have to finish the AVP short story book. I want to finish that first, and then I'm going to go right for that. I think it's Shiromi Osorio who's doing the narration on it. So she did perfectly on Intercharybdis. So if it's anything like her performance in that, it's going to be great. Jack O'Neill says, what director would you put in charge of the Alien franchise? Well, maybe James Cameron and Ridley Scott together. Maybe that would be the best one. Aside from them, I mean, I think if they're going to seek out good horror directors, if they want to make it scary, I think Fede Alvarez is a great choice. You know, it's hard to make a scary movie these days. Or even, you know, maybe even James Wan could do it. Jack O'Neill says, on what actresses would you go for? Well, if you can't get the original cast, I mean, obviously we'd want to see Sigourney. I always like the actor Richard Brake. He appears in a lot of stuff, a lot of Rob Zombie movies, but recently he was on the Star Wars show, The Mandalorian. He was great on that, and a million other movies. He's great. I think he'd be perfect in an Alien movie. William Wallace says Tom Cruise. I don't know. I mean, I think he's a good actor. Jerry Maguire, You Had Me at Hello. It's a great movie. W says, in my most recent watch of Aliens, I realized that the pipes in the processor were glowing hot. Nice attention to detail. Jedi Otzel says, have you ever watched Doctor Who? I've watched one episode of the very, very old Doctor Who. I guess the original. And I saw one of the David Tennant's. It was a Christmas one. Michael Shawn says, imagine William Shatner directing the next Alien movie like he did Star Trek V. Well, he'd have to be in it, and you have to get a lot of screen time and close-ups. Sean Moore says, Robin Sherman Zombie, yes, Alien. William Wallace says, Tom Hardy. Oh, yeah, he's one of the best. He's one of the best actors we have today. Love to see him in that. And, I mean, I guess it's maybe because I've been watching all these Ridley Scott movies later, but Adam Driver, he's a fantastic actor. Having seen Ridley Scott's The Last Duel, which was incredible, and even House of Gucci, which I just recently watched. I saw it over the Easter weekend. It got some bad reviews. A lot of people kind of made fun of the accents and stuff, but I thought it was a great movie. I thought Driver was great in it. Lady Gaga was great in it, and Ridley Scott, he's a pro every single time. Lander's Mind said, do you think The Alien vs. Predator game from Capcom was going to be Alien vs. Predator vs. Terminator. Skynet logos in the game. One of the characters was to be a Terminator. Lost the rights halfway in. I didn't hear about that. I mean, I know the one character. It's supposed to be Dutch, right? So would he see like a T-800 that looks exactly like him? And he's like, what's going on here? No, I honestly, I don't think I've ever heard that. I'm going to have to look into that. William Wallace says, Stallone? Hey, Stallone would be great. Yo. Tommy Darko, the guy that directed Batman should direct an Alien movie. Yeah, he did a pretty good job on that movie. It was just, dark and atmospheric, and the music was fucking awesome. Robert Vera says, what up, buddy? Just doing Alien Day chat. We're having a good time, hanging out, talking Alien. This is fun. I don't know how much longer we're going to do this, but we might be easing towards the end, just to give you a heads up, guys. The Winter Jedi says, I think I heard somewhere that Bryce Dallas was going to direct some of the Alien episodes. Any truth to that? Or did I hear bogus reports? She did great with her Mandalorian episodes. I haven't heard that, but I mean, it seems like a good fit to me. I mean, I bet there are a lot of people who want in on this Alien thing. I mean, a lot of, even us fans will say, the franchise is dead. No, but everyone reveres Alien. And, a lot of talented people will be jumping to the chance to have their input in some creative way. Put their stamp on the Alien franchise. I feel like Denis Villeneuve will give Alien a crack at some point, just a hunch. I mean, that'd be kind of, the perfect match, I guess, but maybe the Blade Runner connection would be too much for people. Godzilla Kiro says, how's it going? It's going good. Or well, I should say, grammatically. Did Z's Beatlers? My first experience with Alien, I was accidentally stumbling in on a TV with it playing back when I was a kid. It messed me up. William Maine says, what's your take on Alien Fireteam? I'd say if you see it on sale, get it. Maybe full price. If you see it on sale, go for it. Even if you just play, a couple of rounds, you'll get your money's worth. Space Trilobite says, greetings from New Zealand, Alien Theory. So cool to have a stream like this, mate. Huge fan of the Alien franchise here. Thank you very much, Space Trilobite. Appreciate you coming in on the stream. From one huge fan to another. Jack O'Neill asks, do you still play it? Every so often. I was playing last night. And I finally got a trophy that I was vying for. Michael Sean says, are you Hudson or a Hicks? I feel, my self-projection, my deep hope of myself and what I'm capable of in any given circumstance, in any dire situation. I'd want to be as calm and cool as Hicks, but I know deep down I am a Hudson. I'm a Hudson. Further to that, I think I'm more of a Lambert than a Hudson. That would be me crying in the corner. Forget it. Adam C. says, thanks for the super atmosphere content and the hard work that goes into your passion. I especially appreciate how you flesh out comic books like Earth War and put your own stamp on the material. Thank you, Adam C. I love doing it, and I'm working on one right now, which I think is going to be really, really cool. I'm so excited to share it. I just hope I finally get it done. Third Eye Blind says, you're a Hicks brother. Well, maybe. I can only hope, right? Cameron M says, I got a tattoo of the chest burster coming on my chest. I love aliens. Oh, that's insane. If you're on Twitter, please post it and tag me in it. That'd be interesting to see. At alien_theory, I think. Is that it? I don't know. WB says, I keep trying to play Aliens Fireteam, but it's hard doing the same thing over and over, and we all keep getting new kinds of kits and not maps. Yeah, I mean, we need some new maps for sure. Like, I mean, if they can make some changes to it, that'd be great. If not, let's wait for another game, I guess. Arthur says, I'm a Burke. Well, that's not good. Arthur says, what up? Nothing, Burke. Space Trilobite says, have you heard the new authorized book coming out? It's about Vasquez, I believe. Wonder what your thoughts are on this one. I'm excited for it. Again, just like with anything, you got to take a little bit of a, leap of disbelief and see how things kind of connect to Vasquez and her past and her children and things like that. But I think it will end up being enjoyable. Luke West says Colony War and Inferno Fall. Colony War is out right now, but I'm also looking forward to Inferno's Fall. Absolutely. Come on, Hudson. Pick it up, baby. Arthur says, I'm just kidding. A little. I know. Figured as much. Serpent says, you think Burke wouldn't have planted the facehuggers if Ripley hadn't brought up nuking the site? He made it out of Caird. Became the colony aliens as long as the derelict was left intact. Possibly. Who knows what was going on in Burke's mind? I think... he was just acting out of complete desperation. GSPS Tactical, it was a super chat. Says, thanks again for all your content. Happy Alien Day. Good night, everyone. Good night, GP. Good night, GSPS Tactical. I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for coming out on Alien Day and shooting the shit, alien-wise. I appreciate it. I appreciate all you guys. But maybe I should bow out as well. We're just about hitting 2 hours here on the stream, and my voice is getting a little hoarse. Again, live is not my forte. Usually it's, one of these days I'd love to just release an audio track of me actually reading for a video, and you'll actually see how terribly I mess up during everything. And how many different takes I have to do, where, if it's like a 5-minute video, the raw audio is probably 40 minutes. It's that bad. It really is. Laner's Mind says, thank you, Alien Theory, man, for all the videos. Thank you, Laner's Mind, for coming out. Thank you, William Wallace, for coming out. PIV says, seriously, look at this. See, I keep on just seeing these random weird things. But sorry, PIV, if I missed your messages. I do apologize. YLMO3, peace out. Happy Alien Day, everybody. Okay, everybody's gone. Big Dogs 372. I'm a Queen member, and my name is not listed. I will fix that very soon. I do apologize. If you just recently, then I'm actually going to be posting something on the Patreon quite soon. So that should be updated. I'll be in there. Trevor Kremlinliff says, I'll pay for the gas to get the Wildcatter out of the derelict. Yeah, okay. It's we've hit it this we've hit it big this time, is what he says. What Russell Jordan says. Folks, we have hit it big this time. Anyway, at the risk of rambling on, are we gonna sleep all the way home? Can I dream? Yes, I think we both can. So thank you all very much for coming out for Alien Day. Hope you watch some of the other great things that other Alien fans are making. Again, AVP Galaxy, Perfect Organism Podcast, the great stuff that they're out today. Check it out. I'm checking it out myself. And of course, make some time to at least watch one movie. I guess I'll watch AVP Requiem tonight. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see if there's time. I want to watch something good. Let's watch Alien or Aliens, and then maybe something like that. But anyway, I'm going to say goodbye for now, guys. Thank you so much for joining. I'll see you again real soon with new videos. And until next time, this is Alien Theory, signing off.